Hi guys, welcome to Northwest Connection. In this episode, we chat with Wildernesses, a band that are architects of mood and feelings. We explore the rituals behind their songwriting, the emotional architecture of their live sets, and how they balance chaos and control in the studio. Let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome to Northwest Connection.
And today's guest is Wilderness. Hi guys.
Hello.
Thanks. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I find it really awkward on screen calls because nobody knows who to talk. When to talk. Why don't we go? I'll go. Mark, Ryan, Sam, because I can't see you lads. So yeah,
it's very democratic.
Yeah. So where wilderness is, it's a plural, Chris. It's a plural of wilderness. So wilderness is. A lot of people struggle to say it correctly, but we're sticking with it. Sam Phil, I'm vocals and guitars.
Cool. I'm Mark. I'm bass and a tiny bit of vocals.
Hey, I'm Ryan and I'm the drummer of the band / obsessive booker. Bit of a freak in terms of like just trying to get stuff done, but yeah, that's me. And a bit of backing vocals as well.
And I'm Sam, and I'm playing guitar.
So
not currently.
So you just said then, Phil, that it's Wildernesses plural. Where did the band name come from?
To be honest, a WhatsApp poll. So the usual thing with band names. So many good band names are taken, and as time passes, when I was doing the band thing when I was in my early 20s, we had 50% more names to shoot at. It seems like all the good ones have been taken, and we were like throwing ideas around for things that kind of captured the vibe, because we kind of go with like we're ambient, we're sparse with some peaks and troughs, and there's a band called The Wilderness, and I like the kind of visual element of you hear the word wilderness and you kind of picture this like a big open bleak landscape or something a bit spooky. Wilderness is the plural, wasn't taken, so we did about 1 million band polls and basically all voted on that as the band name. Yeah, and we ran with it.
And how did you guys come together?
Do you want to go, Ryan? Because you were there at the beginning.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I knew our previous guitarist, a guy called Jonathan. I knew him through work because I was formerly, up until recently, a journalist. Well, we can talk about that another time. But I knew Jonathan because he was a PR man, so we kind of had that sort of relationship. But he just kind of, we were coming out of COVID, and he was just suddenly knocking on my door being like, hey, I want to do a band, do you want to do it with me? And like, I didn't really believe I could do a band for, I think, like a decade. I kind of, I started work and I was sort of like, well, this is my corporate soulless job forever now, so I resigned myself to that. But, I think he just kind of like lit a spark, and then Jonathan, aka JB, knew Phil from back in Hull, so they shared a drummer at one point, so they had like that.
Just to say, not well. I didn't know him well. I met him a couple of times, and then I stole his drummer for a previous band when I was about 20. And then 17 years had passed, and we both happened to be living in the south.
Yeah. And then, I guess Jonathan must have done the same thing to Phil, and then Phil kind of got the spark, and we all got into a room together, and and I think it was a mix of like, we just kind of felt there was something there in terms of like, we all understood like the vibe that we wanted to go for, and we wanted to do something kind of like in the post-rock sort of scene, although what we do is a bit of everything, obviously, but yeah, and I think just kind of having that like shared passion of wanting to do this thing, and then Mark came in March-ish last year, I want to say.
I think it was about that time, yeah. Yeah,
And,
I was sitting there waiting for my car MOT to be done, and I started getting texts from this guy called JB, who again I kind of knew. It was along the lines of do you want to join my band? And it was a couple of demos later, and I was like, I definitely want to join your band, and that's how I got into the band basically.
Well, given the fact that you live in London, was having a car like the prerequisite to you joining the band, so there was some sort of transport?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was one of those things. I knew they definitely weren't going to come to me, so it was quite useful because I think we ended up sort of practicing inside and outside of the M25, especially.
Yeah, it's geographically quite challenging living down south because London's so massive. You can all live in London, but live. So, for example, Ryan lives southeast. I live northwest. Mark lives between north and south of London, and Sam lives in Horsham, sort of below London. So even from mine to Ryan's can be 2 hours. So you're in London, but it's an absolute bitch to travel. So we do all right, lads, don't we? We do all right.
Yeah, I mean, probably better than. I mean, some bands you hear about, like, it's just like it's infinite chaos trying to.
Logistics.
Month. So.
Yeah.
Don't want to start to get into day job then. So what are your musical influences and your musical backgrounds for each member? So if we start with Ryan, how did you start on the drums?
Yeah, oh god, do I start from the beginning? I mean, I learned drums from the age of 13, and I mean, my musical interests, I'm a bit of what would I call myself? Like a bit of a chameleon, I guess. Like genre, I love loads of genres. So everything from like pop punk, I've got the guilty pleasures of like New Found Glory, all the way to like like bands like Gleamer in the sort of shoegaze world, and Slow Crush, who Phil and I just saw over the weekend. They're pretty sick. Very expansive taste, but I guess drums, it's always been my instrument. Previously I was the bassist of the band, if you can believe it. I mean, nowhere near Mark's level in terms of Mark can actually play the bass and has played bass for well over 10 years. So when he arrived, it was actually a fucking blessing in disguise, because it meant I could finally do the thing that I actually am equipped to do. And And how
about you, Sam?
I started playing guitar 2003 or 2, so I've been playing over 20 years. Me and Mark, basically, we live very close to each other. We're pretty much neighbours. So I've known Mark for over 30 years. Most of our lives we've known each other. We grew up together. And my musical influences are complete opposite to most of the guys. I'm more of the heavy stuff. I like all my real heavy stuff. But everything from the old school, like Funeral for a Friend, Killswitch Engage, Glassjaw, Trivium, all that side of things, like the emo side of things back in the early 2000s, all the way up to like Periphery, and it's been quite a nice eye-opener for joining this band, because I've opened my eyes to some new music. Like the shoegaze thing is nothing I really come across before this band, really. So to me, this is pretty cool, learning like these new bands, and some of the bands that I really like we've been really lucky to play with, so which is even better, which is pretty cool.
How about you, Mark?
So I think I followed the typical path that a lot of bassists did. So I mean, when I picked up my instrument, it's because no one else in the band wanted to play bass, and we needed a bass player. So luckily, I really enjoyed it, and I've stuck with it ever since. I think growing up, like early on, it was it was like Mark Hoppus from Blink-182, but then like Steve Harris from Iron Maiden kind of showed me that you could look cool as a bass player, and like you could also like contribute something to the song. So for me, that was where I started, and then kind of started more musically opening up my mind like a little bit later, like down the line, you know, in my teen years, listening to like the Smiths and the Cure, and then kind of I'm quite varied with everything that I listen to. I'll go from sort of metal through to indie through to, you know, kind of everything sort of in between. You know, I love some sort of, you know, like electronic music as well, and that sort of, you know, folk. So yeah, quite varied in that respect. But yeah, in terms of the bass playing, like I've always kind of, in Wildernesses, I'm sort of chasing like a little bit of that Andy Rourke sound from the Smiths, like with the cleaner parts, and then like I'm a big Russian Circles fan as well. Like Brian Cook's a huge influence on me, so whenever I get a chance to kind of like turn up the gain a little bit and make it a bit grindy, that's kind of what I'm looking for. So in the context of that post-rock stuff, I love kind of bringing the nice like heavy bass, but then like sort of quite sort of, you know, kind of like pretty sounding stuff as well.
And Brian Cook's one that you can sort of tell with every band he's been in as well. When you listen to him in Botch, and then you listen to what he's done with These Arms Are Snakes, and even Russian Circles, you can still three totally different bands, but you can always tell it's Brian Cook.
Yeah, that's it. You hear that gnarly kind of rat sound, and yeah, you know it's Big Brian, and yeah, he always sounds incredible with like everything that he does. So yeah, I'm always kind of like subtly just trying to imitate Brian Cook with everything that I do.
Good stuff. And how about yourself, Phil?
Just to say, you were talking about musical backgrounds. I knew Mark wouldn't mention that he was in 2 absolutely sick bands, so we poached him because he was in a band called We Never Learn to Live, who I've personally been to see like 4 or 5 times, and he's currently still in a band called Earth Moves, who are kind of doing bits and bobs, but people have kids and whatnot. Both incredible bands, and I knew he wouldn't mention it. So that's Mark's background.
A bit good that I never got to see We Never Learn to Live before they split up as well, because I thought that last album was absolutely fantastic. So,
Both banging albums, Chris, yeah.
I have got them both in the collection there as well. So,
that's amazing to hear, man. Honestly. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I just thought that was worth noting, because, yeah, you've done some great stuff, Mark.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Quite like to be too like egotistical with things, but no.
You did it. Yeah, musical background for me, Chris. I started playing when I was about 16. Was in a couple of kind of just messy aroundy bands, and then when I was at uni, started a band called Late Night Fiction, kind of like melodic post-hardcore kind of thing. Did quite a lot of touring, got played on radio one a couple of times, started doing okay, and then our drummer was also an actor, and he got on a Royal Shakespeare tour, and we called it a day, unfortunately, after about 6 years, just as we were hitting the kind of tasty zone. So I think the last gig I played with them, it's probably about 10 years ago. But between that, I've got a home studio, which I'm in right now, and I've continued to kind of write and play just for myself. So when I got a shout to do something, I thought, oh yeah, I'll give it a go. We'll see what happens. I was really into it. So yeah, it's been awesome the last few years.
So how would you describe Wilderness's sound to somebody who's never heard you before?
Who wants to go?
I don't mind. I mean, yeah, I really like this topic, because I think we've sort of ruminated on it a few times, especially like the early days, because in the early days we're trying to figure that out like a lot, and I think we just kind of very clearly defined, you know, and it was all about like defining. So we wanted to obviously go for like, you know, these ambient kind of textures, soundscapes, wall of sound, you know, songs like 4 Hour Drive. I mean, there is that kind of really like punchy riff, and there's that, but there's also like a beautiful melodic section right at the end where it's just this like really dreamy, repeated motif, and I think we love stuff like that. So yeah, I guess, you know, bands we've often cited, bands like Mogwai, obviously kind of big influences, but there is an element of that like indie sort of, you know, bands like The Cure, the Smiths to an extent, like some of those kind of like indie alternative bands, like as well as the shoegaze sort of scene. But yeah, I think the thing that it's kind of like, and Phil can talk to this a bit more, but I think we wanted to be really obsessive about like how much we stick to a similar, like not a same, not every song doesn't sound the same, but it kind of all follows like a very like, this is the vibe. We try to kind of like stick to it, and and you've done the song, but you kind of go back to it about 5 or 10 times before being happy with like the finished product in terms of vocal elements, lyrics, things like that. So, but yeah, Phil, I don't know if you want to expand on that.
Yeah, don't get me onto the topic of editing songs because I could wait. Literally thousands of hours down the drain. But it's productive, but I can't leave a song alone. But yeah, thanks, Ryan. I think the thing that we set out to do when we first started playing was, so we're all into post-rock, so like big old post-rock bands, Explosions in the Sky, This Will Destroy You, Caspian, the Russian Circles, kind of post-metal, post-rock, but also into, I'm mega into, I love minimal, I love James Blake, Bon Iver, and a lot of kind of minimal alt soul, as well as kind of more alt indie like The National and who else, like I suppose like Fleet Foxes, bands like that write beautiful songs. So we kind of posed this idea of, can we write relatively pop structured songs with a post-rock element and make it work, because post-rock is a thing that exists, and most post-rock bands have songs that are 7, 8, 10, 12, 15, 20 minutes long movements. So the goal was to capture the vibe of post-rock with flavours of more sort of kind of dynamic genres and more concise genres. So we've worked really hard at kind of capturing the atmospheric while also leaning into hooks and dynamic. Yeah, so that's been the kind of focus for our writing style.
And you've been releasing your songs on Floodlit Records, and when you look at the roster there, you really do stand out. When I first seen the release for Wilderness and I listened to it, it really wasn't what I was expecting.
Nah.
When you compare yourself to the likes of Still and Trudger,
Yeah.
Pine, really, because it's, whilst you've got that post-rock vibe of Pine, it's not in the same sort of area, is it? There a bit more now Godspeed even than that post-rock. So how did that come about, and how did you find that working for you?
So I could probably take this one. So that was really kind of initially came about through, I've worked with Joe previously through Earth Moves, and when it came to joining the band, I was really keen to start exploring who we could potentially make a record with. We kind of threw a few names around, but I was quite sure that going with Joe, I knew what to expect with him. I knew that he was primarily doing kind of more of a heavier side, so it was a bit of a gamble sort of going to him at first saying, would you want to do this thing which is really like far left field of, kind of what you've been doing before.
That was initially a reservation, Mark, wasn't it? We were having a discussion about, is Joe going to make us sound too heavy, because we actually want to capture the delicacy of the songs. But yeah, carry on.
Exactly. Well, we were also even worried that Joe would come back and go, this is way too light for me, chaps. But it actually kind of worked out in a way that because with the way that Pine, I suppose, had been moving, and with some of the other stuff he's been doing more recently, and even to an extent with some of the Earth Move stuff, there was some quite sort of clean, pretty sections on there that I knew that Joe could turn his hand to really well. And just in terms of being just a person to work with, kind of creating a vibe in the room, and getting the best out of us. That was really kind of the reason that we just went to him in the first place. And then it was lucky from there that I think we could tell that that I think that Joe sort of had taken a bit of a shine to us and was really sort of digging the songs. And then it kind of, it sort of, I think, got left to us to sort of go and explore other ways of potentially putting the record out before we all then sort of came back together and said, well, you know what, why don't we just see if Joe fancies putting it out? And I suppose it kind of came about then, fueled by vintage ciders, right, Phil?
So I've actually got one right now. So just to jump in. So we recorded with Joe, and as Mark said, Joe Clayton from Pine. He's no studios in Manchester, just to clarify. He's one of the most beautiful human beings I've ever met. Like, I get quite edgy in the studio and can, not overwhelmed, but if I'm I'm trying to capture my vocals in exactly the way that I want to capture them, and guitars. There's a lot to think about in everyone else's parts, and we're listening all the time. It's exhausting. Joe is so quietly supportive, and it kind of preempts what you need. Just, it's a really great vibe, and we had an awesome experience. And Joe had sort of floated the idea of, working with us loosely, because he's very British, and he kind of said, why don't you try these more relevant labels? But give me a shout if you're struggling, or if you fancy me helping you out, because I'd really like to. So yeah, I'd had a couple of ciders, and I thought I'm just going to give him a ring, because we'd all talked about him. We'd all like to really like to work with Joe, but I had this in my head, like you said, Chris, that it's kind of a heavier roster. However, after a bit of thought, there's also a dude called Tom who's in a band called a project called Sulk Rooms on that label. So he's the synth player from Pine, and his stuff is like mega kind of lo-fi, noisy, lots of kind of tape delay, like reel-to-reel tape delay, and interesting stuff. I thought, you know what? So we've got Tom right at that end. We could fit in between Tom and Pine, and then then Trudger and still obviously completely the different end of the spectrum to us. But I'm also mates with two of the lads from Still, because they're from Hull. So I was like, actually, it'd just be a nice party, having us all on the same label. So I kind of posed it to Joe as, look, you could really diversify the label here. And he was like, well, to be honest, that's what I was thinking. I think the songs are awesome, and I feel like there's so much crossover between all the bands. It'd be a really nice lineup of these 5 bands that would be on the label. So that's how it came about.
Right. So how does the Wilderness's song writing process work? Is it one person takes the lead, or is it collaborative?
It's a bit of a mix of the two, I would say. I mean, we kind of have a maybe 3-stage process. I'm not really sure what the best way of defining it is, but we'll come into a room, and like maybe Phil, maybe Sam will have an idea, and we'll just kind of jam it out a little bit. We'll sort of think, are there other parts that could be added to that? Let's kind of like, is there a new section? And then we kind of record it like on iPhones, just on our phones, and then we just ping it into a WhatsApp, don't we? I think usually, and then Phil goes away, kind of like takes all of these phones that have been in different corners of the room as well, so you kind of get like a nice room feel. And then Phil, you have to talk about this. I know you mentioned it earlier, but this like very, I don't want to say obsessive, but like just beautifully obsessive, like creatively amazing process of just like digging really deep into like those parts and just structuring it, piecing it together, putting lyrics. I mean, I'll leave it to you here, Phil, because
I mean, it has varied song to song, but it tends to be similar, doesn't it, Ryan? So we'll write the initial loose ideas, so like a verse, bridge, potentially like a middle 8 section, some bits, and jam them out. And normally we'll have 3 or 4 iterations of the verse, so we're quite good at getting in the zone and feeling out like the chord structure, and then playing it loud, playing it quiet, moving up and down. And we'll record the whole thing, and then I'll spend however long, lining them all up, the phone recordings, and then trying to structure something. So I'll often send like a first draft of a structure, just instrumental, to the lads. We'll have back and forth, have a whiz-wise, tweak it a bit. And in order for me to write vocals, I want the structure to be relatively set, because I want to know like how many bars I've got, and where we want to leave space, and etc. etc. I don't want to write too many lyrics and try and write like a lot of the songs, a few of the songs on I'm going to say on the record, but I'm going to say that we've written, because we're not talking about that yet. A few of the songs that we've written are like stories, or kind of an observational piece that tells a story of somebody else's experience. I don't want to write this thing that I'm really happy with and then have to chop it down, for example. So I'm big on nailing the structure down and then diving into the lyrics. So yeah, we tend to structure it loosely, roughly. Then we'll agree it, play it in the rehearsal room with the agreed structure, record it again. Then I'll go away, write some ghost like draft lyrics. We'll back and forth. Then we'll do a formal demo where I'll record my guitar in the studio, record the vocals in the studio. Everyone will add their bits through their various platforms, Cubase, Pro Tools, whatever you use, Ableton I use. And then we get a firm demo and then micro tweak from there in. But there's definitely a lot of... We're very... into edits, and I love creative feedback personally. Like I don't want to send something and everybody to say yeah it's great. I want everyone to say I love the vibe, but could this be better, could this be better, could this be better, and we've got really good at doing that, I think, to get to a point where we're like, okay, this is the agreed thing, but let's see what happens in the studio. We could add bits in the studio, we could add bits there and there, but we have like a really probably 6-stage process.
So I was going to ask as well, do you experiment in the studio when you get there? But you've just answered that. So at what point then do you know it's done?
Oh, that's the impossible thing, Chris, man. I can't leave done. Stuff. Like the amount of set, even so, Joe recorded some stuff for us recently. It's hard to know when to leave the sendbacks, because you could zoom into bits and bobs for forever. And yeah, I mean, from experience, stuff I listened to from my own band years ago that I was not happy with at the time, and I was going deep into the anal recess about. I listen to it now and I'm like, it's absolutely awesome. And I love those little bits that are a little bit off, or those bits that give it character. So we try and get to a point where the mix is right and we're happy with the takes, and then just go, okay, Joe, you're the dude, we trust your judgment. If you're happy with it, we're happy with it mix wise, we're going to leave it there. Yeah, you have to do it, otherwise you could just sit on something for years and years and years and years and years.
Do you write with the live performance in mind?
Yeah, I think we always do. I think there's always that of like, because we all love live music, and it's that buzz that you get from how a certain section might make you feel, or like how it can kind of chime with you. And so yeah, I think there's always kind of that element of how is this going to impact someone live, how is this going to make someone feel. So I think like definitely when we're refining things, there is kind of that element of like what's this going to be like through the audience lens.
Yeah,
I think particularly throwing in the post-rock element as well. Sorry, Ryan, were you talking? I can't see you, man. Sorry about that.
That's all right. No, you go and then I'll add.
I was just going to say, so the two singles that were released, 4 Hour Drive and English Darkness, both actually have extremely long kind of post-rock-esque outros, 3 minutes a piece. They're pretty much the outros as long as the song. And we kind of toyed with, when we put the single out, do we put out a radio edit or the full version? Both times actually we've just said, well, we're just going to put the full version out because it is what it is. But we kind of wrote them with live in mind because, again, we wanted to capture that duality of like a concise kind of pop structure song that has, emotion and feel in it, but also these sections that are beautiful to hear, I would like to think. But we also love playing, particularly live. So for me, it really settles me down between vocal sections to have this element of the post rock element that I love to hear and play, and also as a listener, I think it gives the audience. We agreed it gives the audience space to enjoy music rather than it just being bang 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 songs. So sorry, Ryan, you go, mate.
Yeah, no, I'm not an awful lot to add beyond. I think there's just like there's moments of like when we play the songs, and it does actually kind of inform the creative process, because a moment in like English Darkness, for instance, where there's a big section right at the end of the song that kind of comes after this like melodic sort of twinkly guitar pattern, and I think I remember in the room Jonathan at the time and I were kind of, it was weird, we sort of locked eyes, and I think Phil also understood the assignment. It was kind of like, when it's about to like kick in, like this big distorted trem section, and I think when you know it feels good, like you've got a good sense that the audience are gonna feel good about it too. So yeah, I think that there is a big feel factor to it for sure.
Absolutely right. Yeah, totally agree. If you felt it in it and it felt amazing, you know that somebody else can feel it and it feel amazing.
Yeah.
So, talking about live performances, what's been your favourite live performance so far?
Hard one, this, isn't it? I'm happy to go. We did a show in Ramsgate, actually, in Kent. I don't think any of us really knew how hot like the kind of local Ramsgate scene was, but there's an awesome venue there called Ramsgate Music Hall. Real small, intimate, and you can really clearly see like the people out in the crowd. I mean, they can't really escape you. The room's that sort of like compact. And we were on a bill with the guys that are Buried at Sea, who I really loved, and I'd seen them supporting Gleamer, and again that obsessive like me wanting to play with bands that I really love thing kind of kicked into gear, and I kind of got in touch with the guys at Ramsgate Music Hall, and they didn't have a support band locked in, so we had a few conversations and eventually got the slot. And but I think just in terms of like a show that really felt good, like we were so tight, we were so locked in for that. There were no sound issues, like it just, everything was as it should be. So yeah, but I'll let the lads weigh in on that as well.
And that was the first time that we'd played out of London, and people had come to the show that knew. So there was a few like Ramsgate dudes and ladies that came, and they were like, "I love 4 Hour Drive. I love them." We were like, "What? You are?
Yeah.
What? How do you? You've been? I've been listening to you loads on Spotify." And it was just. It felt like we've only been playing live for about a year. We've been writing for about 18 months before that. So it was quite validating that people are actually kind of vibing with the songs. It was nice.
Any other shows that stick out for you, or Mark, or for you, Sam?
Yeah, I think we played Islington Academy in London a couple of months back as part of a showcase gig that we like sort of kind of came together sort of relatively short notice, and we just had the best time there. It was great to sort of kind of hit a venue with a name like that sort of so kind of early on in our gigging career and make something of it. So it was quite a nice like little night where we had lots of friends and family down to see us, and it just generally had like a really kind of good vibe to it. So yeah, I think that one was a great one as well. And it felt like the first proper show where we could kind of welcome Sam into the band, because he'd only sort of I think that was second or third live show with us, but it was like the first time properly announced it. He joined the band, so yeah, it felt like we kind of all became a unit at that point. So yeah, I suppose that was more just kind of like the overall vibe of it, as opposed to like how we played that night. But yeah, it was definitely one that was sticking in my mind for a while.
We were sick though, Mark, obviously.
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah.
For me, they've all been pretty good, to be fair. Me personally, and the boys probably be shocked with this, the first show I did with them in Hull was probably my favourite gig because it was just like, considering I think we had, two rehearsals?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah.
I think. So I literally got the phone call from Mark. He sent me over some tracks and was just like, "Can you learn these?" I was like, "Okay, no problem. I'll try my best." And then literally we had like 2 rehearsals, I think, and then that was it. We drove up to Hull. I met the guys up in Hull, and we played. I think it was your first headlining show, right?
Yeah, and we filmed a music video the same day that we had the show, if you remember.
Oh yeah. For English Starters, yeah, and yeah, it was just cool because I think Philly might remember, but after we finished playing, we sat at the bar and we're just like, we both agreed that it was just like, it was the first show I played with them, yet it felt like we've been doing it as the 4 of us for a long time. It just there was no issues, everything clicked, like it felt like, I've just come in. But to be fair, like all the shows have been pretty fun for me. They've all been good.
Have we
You're
had
a sweet man, Sam.
Have we had any gig disasters?
Yeah, loads. How long have you got? How long's a piece of string?
Nothing mega. Nobody's shit themselves on stage or anything, but
I think we've been lucky. When I
a
look
couple of
back
minor
at-
tech issues.
Yeah, but when I look back at like my worst gig disasters, none of them are falling into the weaknesses bracket yet. But
It's never been a
now
wave.
I've said that, it's like sod's law, and something is definitely going to happen. Like the saying goes, anything can be a smoke machine, and like I can prove that quite well. So
I think
yeah,
I've had like
crossed.
various items of drum gear just fall on me at like most of the shows that we've played so far, and
I thought that was your thing, Ryan. I thought that was the thing that you did. I thought that was the thing that the crowd were expecting.
Yeah. That was my intention the whole time.
Oh no, someone's following me again.
Yeah. But I had a member of the audience like rescue me like a couple of times actually. Like one was actually a drummer, one wasn't, and just like saw like a mic stand falling like directly into me and like just came and helped. So yeah, no, people are awesome and they pick up on those things, which is nice.
That's more than twice, Ryan. So I remember that happening at Ramsgate. I remember that happening at the O2 Fiddler's Elbow that we played the other night. It happened.
Yeah.
I think in Hull it happened as well.
Yeah.
And New Cross Inn it happened recently as well. That's at least 5 times that somebody's had to come on stage and pull your drum gear off you.
It's got to be a thing now. Yeah.
Ryan just hits it too hard, basically. That's it.
So, is there any venue or festival that you'd love to play?
Oh,
All of them.
so many. So many.
I think we were a few of us were at Arc Tangent this year. It was Phil, Mark, and I in the band, and I mean I've always been to 2000 Trees like year after year, but I went to Arc Tangent for a day last year, but I didn't have the full experience, and this year I had the full experience, and I've got to say it's competing with Trees for like just good mates, good vibes, like I really rate it, and I think all of us are probably on the same page there, right?
Yeah.
Or everything that James does between those 2 festivals, it is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, an opportunity to play either 2000 Trees or Arc Tangent at some point would be amazing. It's always got the best kind of vibes, like the best ethos. Like I always have a great time when I go to Arc Tangent. I did Trees my first time this year, and aside from the searing temperatures, it was an absolute experience. So yeah, and on that note, any festival below 30 degrees, I'm willing to play. Above that,
I don't even think it was that particularly wet or windy at Arc Tangent this year, was it?
No, it was beautiful. No, it was absolutely beautiful.
It was, yeah. Making me here anyway. I know that much.
Oh, hey man, yeah, I'm here. I hear you, Chris. Christ.
As a 45-year-old man, I ended up in the Black Sabbath Silent Disco bit, which is something I'd obviously drank far too much alcohol that day.
We're going to move on to the fun questions now. So if you could only listen to one album for the rest of your life, what would it be? We'll start with Sam.
Oh man! Oh man! Okay, easy. This is actually quite easy for me. Alive or Just Breathing, Killswitch Engage, 2003. That's the soundtrack of my youth.
There you go.
How about you, Mark?
God, this is a really difficult one. I'm gonna say Relationship of Command by At the Drive-In, but
Yeah, good shout.
Strong choice.
just in there.
How about you, Phil?
So I'm going nothing heavy. So as I said, I'm obsessed with Bon Iver and Justin Vernon, the dude who's the main dude. So Bon Iver self-titled is the most amazing. We talk about post-rock. There's so many post-rock elements in that record, and I can sleep to it. It can make me cry. It can pick me up. That's my record.
Perfect.
So self-titled Bon Iver, yeah.
You've had time to think now, Ryan.
I know. I was looking at the Mars Volta's back catalogue, so just thinking, like, which one would it be? Yeah.
Deal House in the Crematorium.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
I'd agree.
Without a doubt.
They're
I've
the
listened to
Baphomet
it
for me.
a million times.
So, what music you used to listen to when you were younger are you most embarrassed of now? And well, I'll let you choose who goes first. And that one who's brave enough to go first.
Oh, do you know what though? I think I'm like just shameless about it, Chris. Like, I fucking love Newfound Glory. Like, I really do, and I've really just like gotten right back into it again, and I feel like a pop punk emo scene kid that's just never grown up. So yeah, I think whatever the one that My Friends Over You and all those big hits, like head on collision, like all of those tracks, just inject it into my veins. I don't care.
How about you, Mark?
Who's next?
I'll go next. Right. Does anyone remember that Joey Jordison from Slipknot had like a themed band called Murder Dolls, right?
Murder Dolls.
Murder Dolls. That was my jam when I was like 13, 14. Like, give the Murder Dolls CD. I was every single word of that. Yeah. I haven't revisited it in a long time, but I just remember it being a big part of that very small period of my life.
Love that.
So I'll go next. My first ever gig was a Craig David show. And when I was 14 with my mum, and my mum would absolutely fucking love Craig David. And I have to admit that I absolutely fucking love Craig David, and that's it.
But was it the Craig David or was it the bounce selector Craig David, given the fact that he's from Leeds?
Oh, he was a real man. It was the guy. It was the Born to Do It era. You know, like the 7 Days era, like primo first wave Craig David. Yeah, man.
Go on, Sam. Laugh at everyone else. Sam, go on, it's your turn now.
I don't think I have any regrets on any of my music choices, to be fair. Like, to all seriousness, I don't think there's any. I mean, they've all served a good purpose for me, you know? Like, I don't know, if I just had to pick one out of thin air, I'll probably go towards like, Ryan, but I would say like maybe like Avril Lavigne's first album. I remember getting that and was like, yeah, she's awesome. I mean, she is pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
She's cool.
Yeah. She's cool, man. Like, she's cool.
The question is, did she die and get replaced? That's the question.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that.
Melissa.
Exactly that. So I'll probably say, like, Avril Lavigne's first album, maybe.
Before she died.
Yeah. Yeah. And be replaced by that robot.
The truth is out there.
Yeah, the truth is out.
I know music is going to replace us all one day anyway, right, lads? So, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you have to cover a song from a kids' TV show. What's your choice?
Oh, whoa.
Oh, this is an easy one for me.
Go on.
It's gonna
There
have
we
to
go.
it's gonna have to be Power Rangers, boys. Come on. It's
Power
got the
Rangers.
finger tapping.
I didn't know you were a Power Rangers
stuff.
guy.
Oh, dude, come on. Power Rangers, definitely. It's got that real heavy, sort of like low E note going on. It's a cool little lead
I
line.
can't hear it, man. You sing the theme tune, Sam. Sing it. I can't hear it in my mind.
Let me play it for you, lads.
Just shred it, mate. Just shred it out.
Yeah. No, that's
can't
pretty
hear it.
good. That's what I'd say. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Anyway.
Good choice.
Anyone else?
Oh. Yeah, DuckTales. I reckon,
Oh, DuckTales.
I reckon
What
we
a
could
show,
give that
man.
Good. Yeah. Give that a good going.
That's not a bad shout. I was thinking maybe Chip and Dale, to be honest. So
Yeah.
that sort of 80s, 90s Disney might do it.
That's before Ryan's time, though.
Oh, yeah. When were you born, Ryan?
95.
Oh,
Jesus.
What?
Yeah.
These were all antiques by then.
Just turned 30. Yeah, I mean, mine would be, if anyone remembers, I mean, I don't know actually if you guys would now, but, well, Samurai Jack, like it was a Cartoon Network
No, mate. No.
series.
Nah.
Oh man,
Too
you're
old,
missing
we're
out.
too old. I was going to say, I was going to work when that was on.
Generation Z here.
No, millennial. I won't take the Gen Z thing. I just about missed that awkward little cusp. So still remember MSN Messenger and all of MySpace, all that good stuff.
Have you got a current song?
Oh,
that's
we've not
on-
had Phil's
Oh,
choice
I thought
yet.
Phil picked DuckTales as well.
No, you just agreed. Have you got a
What's that?
Have you got
What's that?
your choice?
Oh,
Kid-
DuckTales was. I used to absolutely love DuckTales, but I can't think. I remember what I used to watch when I was a kid, but I can't think of any of the theme tunes off the top of my head, to be honest. Nah, I'm gonna go with DuckTales. I think, yeah, I'll be happy with that. Oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would be cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just keep all I've got in my head is I remember watching Gladiators, which has now come back on a Saturday. I know it's not a kids' TV show, but I used to watch it when I was a kid all the time. And all I've got in my head is the Gladiators theme tune. Like, it'll cover that, yeah. Gladiators theme tune, yeah. Let's say that. Yeah, cool.
My turn, is it?
Yeah.
If you could pick to join any band, past or present, which one would you pick?
Bloody hell.
Man, these are hard questions.
I'm going Radiohead. If I can have Colin Greenwood's job from like,
Any
Yeah.
particular era Radiohead done?
I mean, you could just chuck me in slightly after Pablo Honey, like kind of right up until In Rainbows. I'd be quite happy. Yeah, that would do me quite well. Yeah, I'd really like that.
That's a good shout.
Great shout. I mean, I'm no Danny Carey, so I wouldn't fill the drums stool, but I would give my left nut just to be like a guy on a certain aspect of percussion in Tool, because it's one of my favourite bands of all time. So yeah, I'll go Tool, but like not a significant role because they're all fucking awesome. So.
Okay, I'll go. So my ideal, if I was going to join a band, I wouldn't do any vocals. I'd just be playing guitar, which is actually what I wanted to do with this project. And then I got posed, oh, when you write vocals for this song? And I was like, what? I thought we were going to be instrumental, but then we formed into what we were. So I think I would absolutely kill to be in like a kind of heavy post-rock, post-metal band like Russian Circles. So second guitarist for Russian Circles, I slot right in. Or Prince circa Purple Rain.
Good choices.
I would
Great choice.
I'd session the shit out of that. Prince's band. Yeah.
Well,
I will probably go curveball for me. I'm nowhere near as his caliber, but if I could play in Pink Floyd in some perform, or even if it was just studio or maybe just live or something, maybe like Pink Floyd, one of those iconic, massive UK bands that literally, you know, if it weren't for Dave Gilmour, then yeah, I think most of us shredders wouldn't exist really. So,
If you went on a world tour, which country would you most be excited to visit?
Japan, hands down.
I was going to say Japan. Yeah, too right.
It's just a cliche, but yeah, Japan. It would just be the best.
Seems to go hand in hand with anyone who answers Arctangent for the festival they want to play as well.
Have you got a current song that's on repeat?
Anyone?
Do you know what? I've been getting really into Basement. I can't remember the name of the album, but there's a song called Disconnect by the band Basement, and yeah, I saw them at where did I see them? It's somewhere in London, O2 Kentish Town, I believe. But yeah, I mean, Basement are kind of like, you know, sort of tight fight, just fucking awesome band, like so tight live. Like I saw them live, and like they didn't play Disconnect, unfortunately. I won't hold it against them, but yeah, I've never seen a band that just like operated so fiercely. But yeah, that would be the one for me.
So I haven't got a song at the moment, but I keep revisiting a set list, and that's it's Armin Ra's Roadburn set list from, I think it's 2023. Yeah, I've only recently discovered Armin Ra, and they're absolutely insane. Like it's just the sort of thing I'm like, I can't believe I've slept on this for so long, because the sets are just it's so well shot, but it's just that the vibes and the atmosphere they create throughout, it's just absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, I just keep coming back to that in like a hypnotic state of like, this is my happy place at the moment.
Yeah.
Keep punishing myself with the doom.
It's so good live as well, Armin Ra.
Yeah, I've got to see them live next year.
How about you, Phil?
go on, Phil.
Okay, so actually we went to this slow crush gig the other night, Ryan and I, and the vocalist of a band called Som, who we're supporting, reminded me of a band called Arcane Roots, who were like a UK kind of really interesting, like kind of early Biffy, kind of post-hardcore, but kind of I don't know, what would you define them as, Ryan? Anyway, there's a song by Arcane Roots called Habibity that I remembered existed about 3 days ago, and I've listened to about 10 times in the last 3 days. So they've just got such massive riff chops, that band. They've not done anything since I think 2015, but when I was in my mid-20s I absolutely slammed them, and I'd completely forgotten they existed. So yeah, Arcane Roots, Habibity.
How about you, Sam?
I don't really have one particular song, if I'm brutally honest, but I do go back to like a like 2003, 2004 playlist of like songs of my youth. You know? So yeah, I don't really have
what were the bands back then, Sam?
Oh, you know, the standard, like Deftones, early stuff.
Yeah, White Pony's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, White Pony, you know, Kill Switch, you know, the same old. I've actually got back listening to like the early Funeral for a Friend stuff, like the first like EP and stuff like that. Really dig like Chris Coons, man. He's just such a big influence for me. So like any riffs he's done, I'll always go back listening to that sort of stuff.
Have you been jamming?
Lola Young.
Lola Young?
This is not my thing, but the pop music's amazing at the moment. The production on it is just fantastic. It's just pop music is, I don't know, it's come on such a long way. Spiders by Lola Young.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
So,
Note it down. What are you saying, Chris?
no, jump in, Phil. You say the only downfall.
I was right. Sorry.
No, just a song that is like unfortunately just so deeply embedded in my brain now is that K-pop Demon Hunters Golden or whatever it is, and my wife is obsessed. My niece is obsessed. Like so many people, and I just can't escape. I've not even seen the film, and I know that song like to the letter. It's the end of me. But yeah.
So we'll move on to the quick fire questions now. So vinyl or cassette?
Vinyl.
Agreed.
Big festivals.
Cassette.
We have one for cassette.
Gotta be different, Sam.
Big festivals or intimate gigs?
Intimate gigs for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say intimate gigs. Yeah.
Me too. Intimate gigs.
Whiskey or beer? Or cider in fills?
Oh.
Whiskey every time.
To be fair, to me, whiskey's like a finisher. If I need a refresh, vintage cider straight up.
Whiskey.
I'll go whiskey as well. Yeah, I love a good whiskey.
Dune or Star Wars?
Star Wars every time.
Standard Star Wars. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did once hear June described as Tory Star Wars. I don't know if anyone would agree with that.
To be fine, I was surprised at how engaged I was in the films. To be fair, I think they were well shot, but yeah, Star Wars every time.
Iced coffee or hot coffee?
Hot coffee.
Yeah,
Hot coffee.
Tour van soundtrack, ambient drones or guilty pop pleasures?
Oh, it's got to be guilty pop pleasure.
Yeah,
Guilty pop pleasure.
100% get hyped up. Yeah.
What is the most guiltiest of the pop pleasures though for you guys?
Oof.
Oh, there's so many.
There's so like too
There's
many,
so
man.
many.
Yeah.
Okay, now a song that I'm really digging at the moment, and this could have been my answer to another question, and that's the latest one with Confidence Man and Jade, the one who used to be in Little Mix. That is an absolute pop banger. I check that out.
We'll check that out.
Yeah.
I used to love Justin Timberlake when he was doing his thing at his peak. So any Justin Timberlake like big hitter, get down in the van. I'm there.
Like that, nothing's me up there. But to be honest, there is only one right answer, and it's "Cruel Summer" by Bananarama. That is the right answer every time when it comes to pop bangers.
I'll take it, Chris. I'll take that.
And the last question, we've got a Marmite trifle of jam sandwich or a single raw mushroom. Sorry, a Marmite trifle or a jam sandwich with a single raw mushroom inside it, which you're eating.
Oh, give me that Marmite trifle any day.
I love Marmite. Yeah, I'm a big Marmite fan, so I'm saying that too.
I'll explore that happily.
I hate all of those.
Which do you hate?
Lesser of two evils.
I mean, I do like Twiglets though, so I'll go Marmite.
Ah, you see,
Yeah.
you've got your taste buds are capable of enjoying Marmite.
Yeah, but I'm one of those psychos that loves chips but hates mash.
That's not a psycho thing, that's normal. Mash is wrong.
Well, thanks for coming on, guys.
And just before we sign off, is there anything that you want to give a shout out to that you've got coming up soon?
Yeah, plenty of things. We've got a show next Thursday at the Engine Rooms in East London with a band called Death Bloom from Manchester, who are absolutely sick, and a Stranger from London/Hertfordshire headlining. It's the first gig we've put on, so be good to get people down there. What else we got, lads?
Brighton show, November 2nd.
Yeah. The pipeline.
That'd be good. My neck of the woods, which should be nice for a change.
Yeah. Horsham lad, Sam. And then we've got a Kari festival in Manchester. So that'll be with the guys from Civil Service, the Grey, who are fucking sick, and Pleiades, who we played with at New Cross.
Yeah, they're sick.
Yeah,
recently.
they are.
Yeah, it's a really strong,
so
it's a really strong lineup. So the lads from Civil Service have arranged that all day. So big up to them. And yeah, the lineup's really, really strong.
Thinking, isn't it? It's such a good lineup already, and I believe there's a couple more bands to be added to it yet.
Yeah, it's banging. So that's is it Sunday the 16th or 16th of November?
16th.
Yeah. So yeah, big up for that.
Awesome, thanks for coming on, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you, man.
Nice,
Guys.
nice to meet you both.
Loved it.
Take it easy.